at the heart of Kenya's western region lies a jewel, a treasure guarded so watchfully that to access it, you need the consent of the king. I'm talking about the Wanga Shrines. The shrines are located in Matungu and Shianda areas near Mumia's town, the capital of the Luhya kingdom of Wanga. We set out on a journey to unearth the secrets hidden underneath these famous shrines, which remain the pride and joy of the Wanga kingdom. 315 kilometers northwest of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, is our destination. You can access Mumia's town by flight by either Kisumu or Eldoret and travel the rest of the journey by road, where you will get to witness the breathtaking sights of the greater territory occupied by the Luhya community. The land is indeed beautiful. The people are friendly and the culture so welcoming. Once we got closer to the Eshimuli Shrine in Shianda, we had to abandon our vehicle and travel the rest of the distance on foot. The shrines have been in existence for over 700 years and sit astride the River Nzoia, capturing both the upper and lower shrines. This is a holy place, as explains our guide. For centuries, the Wanga people have used this space to lay to rest their fallen kings, and for anyone to tread on it, a cleansing ceremony is a must.
Mumia matati we indumuli sakwa kweyu Osundwa sunda wanetia leta wa mukoya. Abakhulu Tomia William Wambani omukhulu orata wangatia muli muno bana bakhetse khumulala khuwo balinde likhwa lyosi libita ifukhula abawanga bashitsetse kholi inzokha yelini khwaburungu emukongota nabana bana betsa khumulala khuwo ngale mulano muri ikutale neliyenyi.
Eager to find out what lies in the thick forested Eshimuli shrines, we readily chew on the sacred leaves and gladly gobble down the special concoction served in a distinctive calabash. But even then, we are not allowed to go beyond a certain point. Our crew is forced to use a drone to film the spectacular location from a safe distance.
Bagenderanga khuluchi bagenderanga khugaro emeremerene chiwanga alikangali ba wanga bambonekhere.
The Wanga identity, supremacy and territorial control dates back to the 11th century, when settlement respected neither borders nor tribe. The historical sites relates to indigenous people and practices, comprising museums, Luhya cultural homesteads, botanical gardens, a traditional hospitality and beverages facility, all managed by the Council of Elders, who are the custodians of indigenous knowledge and customary systems.
Wanga III is the one who was born somewhere in Samia land. He came from Samia, he came and lived at Maseno, Lela. He managed to have about 7 sons. The first one was Kabekala, second was Mrono, third was Mtende, then Wanga, then Wamoi, then Wahoba, then Mugoya, then Sakwa.
The cultural centre's proximity to Busia town, the gateway to Kampala, the seat of the Kabaka's Buganda kingdom, and other natural and man-made features such as the Owen Falls at Jinja and the River Nile add value to the cultural profile, just as they trigger the urge of visitors who may crave to enjoy the centre's outstation tourist expeditions. This fits well the Western Kenya-Uganda tourism circuit and has been identified as a tourist spot on Obama route to Kogelo, the ancestral home of the former U.S. President Barack Obama, via Bondo, the home of the late Jaramogi Odinga Oginga, nationalist freedom fighter and the first Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. Unable to explore the astounding secrets covered beneath these shrines, we settle for the opportunity to sample the local cuisine. Eating and drinking is not just an act of sustenance. It is a holy ritual. The Abaluya believe that they are connected to the spirit world through a umbilical cord, which is food. The cord is the thread that weaves the past, the present, and the future into a sacred fabric that is the culture of the Abaluya. The Luhya community is synonymous with its love for food. In fact, the community is credited, whether accurately or not, with a popular saying that, in spite of the unique circumstances you may be going through at the moment, it is important to eat first. Ridiculous as this may sound, it is a fact that food in this region of Kenya is taken seriously. So important is the act and art of cooking among the Luhya people that the verb to cook, ohuteha, is similar to the word ohuteha or ohuteshia, meaning marriage. Yet for the Wanga people and the Luhya community at large, cooking is never just a simple activity intended to satiate appetites. It is also a way to anchor the future of the society through carefully selected cuisines and recipes, some of which are believed to have medicinal value.
Hii pumpkins ukipatia hata mtoto kama kuna tumbo yako iko mbaya ina digest. Sasa hii inakuwa kubwa hata inaweza kusaidia nini macho. Ukikula hii, it was very much important wakati wa kitambo.
The Luhya people traditionally believed in feeding both the living and the dead. In other words, food serves as a strategic link between the past, present, and future. Here, we were experiencing not just the oldest and only kingdom in Kenya, but also quite literally sampling a feast meant for the kings.
Chakula chetu kiko tayari. Na hapa tuna vyakula tofauti vyote ambavyo tumevipata kutoka tu kwa mashamba yetu hapa. Hapa na malasiri. Damu. Hii damu ni kupika kwa moto. Baada ya kufinya kidogo kuweka kwa moto yenyewe itajiganda hivyo.
Over 20 types of vegetables were eaten and are still consumed by the Luhya people. About a dozen are cultivated, while the rest are picked from the immediate environment where they grow on their own.
Hii kunde inaitwa mnyonyo. Ini kunde yenye imekaushwa. Ukishakausha unastore hata kama ni kwa gunia ama kwa karatasi. Wakati kiangaza itakuwa, unatoa hii mboga yako, unasoak ndani ya maji, alafu inakuwa tu fresh, inanyoroka ndani ya maji. Sasa unaipika tu kama mboga ya kawaida, unaboil mpaka ive, alafu sasa unakaanga.
Vegetable preparation undertaken in a traditional order is part of the envisaged quality food security continuum. The use of omunyu omushereha, a cooking ingredient used in both vegetable and meat dishes, is a filtrate obtained from ashes of burnt bean pods, dry maize cobs, sorghum husks, banana peelings, etc. The filtrate is mainly used as a tenderizer of coarse vegetables to improve taste and preserve the green color of vegetables. The ash, ricochet, and water are put in an olushereho in order to extract the mushereha. The olushereho has holes which allow clean omushereha, the filtrate, to drip slowly.
Leo ni siku yetu ambayo tunataka tujifunze vile ule utamaduni, vile watu walikuwa tunakula vitu zamani. Sasa hii vitu ambayo tumekuja nayo tunaanza kupika kula hii tunakaanga. Sasa hii vitu imetuletea maradhi mbalimbali. Naona mara ugonjwa unatokea hapa, mara hii inatokea hapa. Watu ni wadhaifu, watu hawana hata nguvu.
The filtrate is rich in potassium salt and is effective in softening the vegetables. The current use of iodized salt has occasioned health issues, including the dreaded high blood pressure and other ailments. These traditional vegetables form an integral part of the special menu in hotels within the western region of Kenya and its environs. They are richly nutritious and, as already stated, medicinal in nature. The main vegetables of the Luhya community are Lihubi, Vigna unguiculata or cowpeas, Di sebebe, pumpkin, Emiro, Crotalaria species, Omurere, Kokora species, Tsisaka, Livokoyi, Amaranthus blitum, Kanzira, Amaranthus species, Lisutsa, Lipoka or bean leaves, Inderema, Bacella alba, Tsimboka, Amaranthus species, Linyolo, Camelina species, and Lihubaika, Vigna membranacea. The hot but hard flour paste made out of ground dry maize, cassava, millet or sorghum, currently milled, and hot water, called ugali in Kiswahili, and obosuma, African bread, in the Luhya dialect, is the most popular source of carbohydrate. It is believed that a strong man must prefer and consume enough obosuma above all dishes.
The Wanga Kingdom, their main food was ugali, usually known as imere. Imere was a combination sorghum, millet and cassava.
Another strong unit on the Luhya feeding chain is called amenjera. The amenjera is a mixture of maize and beans boiled to a degree of softening and eaten along with porridge made out of millet or sorghum flour. Amaponi, sweet potatoes, emioko, cassava, and tsinduma, arrowroot, are foodstuffs rich in starch and believed to provide human body stamina.
We serve varieties of food, like you have seen here. We have almost all types of traditional foods, like tsisindu, obwoba, omrere, emiro. In this place, I have served the former Honorable Raila Odinga many times. I have served the Deputy President, William Ruto, here. I have served the former Ambassador to America, Reinberger, in this place.
If you've heard stories about the Luhya community, then you must have heard about busa, the local brew. And our crew was more than eager to sample the tipple, famed for weakening the knees and softening the hearts of men. However, one of the elders explains that busa can only be consumed after work hours. The main intention of the brew is to spur easier interaction between members of the community, boosting social connections and enabling smoother conversations.
Watu wanakuja kunywa hapa na tunatengeza pombe mara pili. Kuna ile ya kwete. Kwete ni pombe ambayo inatengezwa na mahindi peke yake. Alafu tuna busa. Busa inatengezwa na mahindi wakichanganya na wimbi. Hii tulirithi kutoka kwa mababu zetu. Sasa sisi tunafanya vile vitu mababu zetu walikuwa wanafanya. Sasa tunahimiza tu kwa utamaduni wetu tusipoteze hii mila.
Okay, we'll stay away from the alcohol for now. Back to the food. This family serves muranda, ishiango, one of the popular delicacies available in this part of Kenya. But no meal is ever complete without the staple obusuma, cornbread, commonly known as ugali. Obusuma is served alongside vegetables such as risutsa, tsisaka, and muranda or ringoho. It is what unites man and woman, and failure by any family to serve a good meal of obusuma is directly equated to failure by the man of the house. During our visit, we get to witness some of the day-to-day activities of the local community. Here, we encounter these girls eager to display their prowess at playing amakora. We also meet the village potters, for the pots make an integral part of the Luhya food story. We later head to the giant tree in Kakamega Forest to meet a herbalist, Daktari Pete, and son, who take us to the famous Omukabakaba, the tree that gives. He explains that politicians come to this tree every election year, seeking powers to attract voters and wealth.
Mukabakaba ni ya kukawa mali muti. Walikuwa wanakuja na kiti ya mikuta 3. Wanamkalisha kwa hiyo kiti na hii nini? Hii mkuki. Na hiyo kiti haikuwa anachongwa na kila mtu. Tulikuwa na mtu special mwenye alikuwa anachonga hiyo kiti.
In our hunt for even juicier stories, we get to learn of the very interesting but elusive Ihondolo, man of Shinyalu. He owns a special factory, but to film it, we have to go through a trusted friend of his. After a series of unanswered phone calls to our lead, we finally get a breakthrough and make it to the factory. And voila! This man has a way with his hands as he carves out various objects from wood and creates the famous isukuti drum.
Kwa kazi yangu hii nimeipenda sana. Ile kitu ya kwanza kutengeneza ilikuwa mwiko. Hiyo ndio ilifanya hata nikajenga hii nyumba kwa uwezo wangu hiyo. Mara ya pili nikaona kwamba kitengeneza hii kitu inaitwa isukuti itakuwa vizuri. Nikaanza kutengeneza sukuti. Na ninaona inanipeleka vizuri kwa sababu ndio inanilisha.
We also got to visit the famous crying stone, located a few kilometers from Kakamega town. According to our tour guide, legend has it that the stone cries because of some ancient war that took place between neighboring communities here. A modern myth, however, alleges that the natural feature is a spaceship mast, maybe because of the adjoining flat rock that takes on the shape of a ship. Our crew concludes it could simply be crying over the kingdom of Wanga. We must quickly get back to the food festival in Eshiembeho in Matungu.
This one is not a personal effort. It is a collective responsibility. Whether you talk of the museum, whether you talk of the shrine at the other side in terms of development, your contributions are quite ideal. And they should not just be here in say, they should be quite practical.
Wanga ilikuwa jina ya Nabongo Wanga wa kwanza. Na kwa hivyo nikapewa hii jina. Na wale ambao walikuwako wakazaliwa hapa wakapewa hiyo klani ya jina yake ikaitwa jina yake, wakaitwa klani ikaitwa jina yake, ndio nasikia wanaitwa Bawanga. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi kugeuza jina la Wanga Kingdom tuseme itaitwa jina lingine, kwa sababu si jina ya tribe wala clan, ni jina ya yule mwanzilishi. wa kingdom. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio tofauti iliyoko kati ya wale ambao wanafikiria tu Wanga kingdom ni hapa peke yake. Hapana. Nimeenda mpaka huko nje, nimetembea nchi za ng'ambo, nimeenda nchi za Afrika kadhaa, na nimesema ni Wanga kingdom ya Waluhya. Wewe ukiwa hapo ukisema ni Wanga kingdom ya Wanga katika Kakamega peke yake, wale wa nje hawajui ile maneno unasema. Wanajua ni Wanga kingdom ya hapa Western region.
Umkhulundu Osundwa, umkhulundu Kweyu, umkhulundu Lutomia, umkhulundu Rapando, abakhulundu yamanya malema kobe mbafu.
The stories behind the Abaluhya obsession with food are endless, and they continue to fascinate us. We will definitely be back for more. Next time, we will bring you along with us. Make your booking now.
Somanya kalimunda Fredi kimirembe Ndechemani kimirembe Nabahezia Bawanga nabahezia Ane bawanga mamatai Bawanga mulima Nebalia Aimuro Echeno meho Aimuro galema Enya balebe Aimuro Henda ya bawanga Aimuro galema Bawanga basijeje Aimuro Kangani watendela huluchi Aimuro galema Wabugira humuruke Kangani wabugira humuroba Aimuro galema Yepita kimirembe Ewe kureti na kuhesha Aimuro galema Kureti kimirembe Kangani kikitiza kimirembe Aimuro galema Ya hama Osundwa Ewe Osundwa kimirembe Aimuro galema Silibi Osundwa Ewe kureti Osundwa Aimuro galema